math, enter, enter. And there's my fraction. Good, I'm glad that came up. That didn't in the earlier class. I should mention that to them. That's a useful little calculator thing. Okay, so to finish up here, I got 5 more minutes, and this is just where I got in the other class. So I'm going to do this last little example here about how you see it visually. We've been evaluating by looking at equations and plugging in and understanding what function notation means. Now we're going to look at it graphically. We don't have the actual function for this. We just have a picture of it. Okay? And the word problems we'll pick up with more next week as well. Okay. So this first part, you already know about the ordered pairs. So on this graph of this parabola, f of 1 equals negative 10. If it just wants you to write the ordered pair, then that is. What's your x? Your 1, right. F of x means whatever's in the parentheses, the function of x, meaning x is the independent, and the whole value of it depends on x being 1, and the whole value is negative 10. Yeah, and so forth. Okay. All right. So now evaluating these graphically then by looking at a graph, not by plugging them into an actual function, but looking at the function on the graph. So when you see find f of x equals negative 1, okay, what you're being told here, what do you know about the number you're given? Because you need an x and a y, you're going to be told 1, and you have to find the missing thing. So before you can find the missing thing, you have to know which one you're being told. You're being told what here? Is this x or y? That's x, right? Okay? So if that is x, you are going to find negative 1 on the x-axis. Okay? And then you are going to move up or down until you hit the graph. And then you'll know what the y is. So if I'm being told x is negative 1, I put my pencil on the x-axis at negative 1. Okay? And now I want to know what my y is. I know my x. If I need to know my y, I'm sitting on x is negative 1, and I move up or down until I hit the graph. And because this is a function, you're only going to hit it one time. And what do you get? Yeah. When x is negative 1, y is negative 2. And of course, you can write that as in an ordered pair if you're asked to as well. So if if f of negative 2 means we know what? X or y? Yeah, that's x. So if you know the x, you go to the x-axis and put your pencil on negative 2. Because you know x's won't be repeated, you're only going to hit the graph one time. Move up or down till you hit it. Because up or down means I'm looking for my y, I'm looking for my y, I know my x, what's my y? Up or down, there it is. And so what is my y? Negative 1. Okay. Now, if it's a function, you're only going to get one answer for these. Because when you put in an x, you can only you know what you're going to get. Vertical line test. But if you're going the opposite direction, you know you can have repeated y's. Okay? So these are often worded as find all values of x, because there might be one. What do we know out of x and y? What do we know? The x or the y? We know the y. This entire thing, remember, means y equals negative 5. Like just this one, it means y equals negative 2. The value of the function, in other words, y, the value of the function is negative 5. So you know your y. So you put, on this one, you put negative 5 on y-axis, and then move left or right. And you may hit the graph more than once for these. Okay? So on the y-axis, because we know the y, we go to negative 5 on the y-axis, and we move left or right because we're searching for x's. Left or right, we're searching for x's, and how many do we hit? 2. One's already right there on the y-axis, and one is over here. So if y is negative 5, what is x? 0 or negative 4. So in this case, we can just do a comma separated list. X equals 0 or negative 4. If y is negative 2, you know the y, what x is missing. So you got two things. What do you know what's missing? If you know the y, go to the y-axis, put your point on negative 2, and you're looking for x's. So move left or right. Looking for x's. How many do you hit? 1 there and 1 there. So our x's, when y is negative 2, x is -1 and -3. Okay. So I'll fill out this one to complete so you can check your work, because I will touch more on the word problems on Tuesday and Thursday. So Tuesday, I think, yeah. So we'll pick up there. Like I said, get ahead of the homework, read ahead in the handouts, be as confident as you can coming in Tuesday, because it's going to go faster than you think, and I am available all weekend with questions via email. If you haven't already, please find a time, hopefully you can sign up to do the beginning of semester office visit. If you're not sure what I mean by that, because if you came in late, ask me. I'll be down in the lab in about 10 minutes for anyone staying for the open lab.
Oh, that's what that paper is, we have to sign up for one of the days?
Yeah, one of the things on your outline is for 2 points, just a beginning of the semester before the first exam, coming in for a 5-10 minute checkup. It's just to meet with me one-on-one, see where my office is, and ask me any questions one-on-one. It's not required, but it's strongly recommended, and it's worth 2 points. So, and if you can't find a time on there that works for you, just let me know, and I'll try and work something out.
Okay, is there any way on Tuesday I could sign up so I can know my work schedule?
Yeah.
Because I need to figure out my work schedule.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's fine.
So I'll let you know Tuesday.
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll set these out next week, too.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
What's the number for your classroom or where we go?
It is, and just for future reference, you know that bifold you got on the first day, that pink bifold, or is it pink in here? Yeah, it is. Front is all the contact information. It's 218C, which is at the end of the hall across from the bathrooms. Yeah, but everything is also written down there for you to see later. If you sign up for time, please write it down too. Don't forget. I hate being stood up. Makes me cranky. You don't want me. Usually not cranky. It's not fun when I am. Oh, and I'm saying that right into the video for my online students.